The narrative surrounding masculinity today is one of profound confusion. Women often voice concerns that men no longer embody the traditional virtues of manliness. This is not merely a nostalgic yearning for chivalry, but rather a deeper frustration with men's apparent hesitance to take initiative, to lead, and to embody the strength that has historically been associated with masculinity. It is essential to understand that this perceived deficiency is not about clinging to outdated stereotypes, but rather a response to the modern man's struggle with embodying confidence, assertiveness, and a proactive stance in the realm of romance and relationships. Historically, men were the pursuers, the initiators of romantic engagement. They were the ones who set the tone for the relationship through bold gestures and clear intent. This role has not vanished from the expectations of many women today, who still find such qualities deeply attractive. Yet, in our current cultural climate, men have become increasingly cautious, a development that, on one hand, represents a positive move towards more respectful and considerate interactions. However, this caution can also lead to a paralyzing uncertainty about how to act in romantic contexts, leaving many men adrift, unsure of how to navigate the complexities of modern courtship. The art of seduction, if I may call it that, involves a certain playful provocation, a teasing interplay that generates excitement and romantic tension. Yet today, many women express dissatisfaction with men's seeming inability to ignite that spark. This often occurs when men, in their well-intentioned attempts to show respect, become overly cautious, perhaps even hesitant, to the point where they lose the edge that makes them compelling as potential partners. From a young age, boys are taught to be respectful towards women, a lesson that is, of course, vital. They are encouraged to be considerate of women's feelings, to avoid behaviours that could be perceived as aggressive or domineering. However, when this guidance is not accompanied by a clear understanding of how to balance respect with a certain degree of assertiveness, it can lead to unintended consequences. This excessive focus on avoiding disrespect can leave men uncertain about how to assert themselves, particularly in romantic situations. Respect, when overemphasized, often leads to a cautiousness that stifles the boldness required for romantic pursuit. A man who is overly concerned with not appearing aggressive may hesitate to make the first move, be it asking for a date or initiating a kiss, out of fear that his actions could be perceived as overstepping boundaries. Yet in many instances, the woman is merely waiting for him to take that step, and his hesitation is misinterpreted as disinterest. This well-meaning caution therefore backfires, creating a disconnect between intention and perception. Now let's be clear, I'm not suggesting that we should encourage disrespect towards women, far from it. However, it's crucial to recognise that a lack of overt respect does not automatically equate to active disrespect. There is a nuanced spectrum of behaviour between these two extremes. Respect implies a positive acknowledgement of another's worth, while disrespect entails a deliberate devaluation. However, there exists a neutral ground, a space where one can interact with someone without necessarily holding them in high regard, but also without demeaning them. In the context of sexuality, this respect can inadvertently strip away the dominant traits that many women find attractive in men. Sexuality requires a certain level of boldness, a direct expression of interest that, for men, can feel at odds with the respectful demeanour they have been conditioned to adopt. A man who is too focused on being respectful may avoid showing sexual intent altogether, treating a woman more like a sister than a potential lover. This might be appreciated by women who are not attracted to the man in question, as it ensures their boundaries are respected. However, for women who are interested, this absence of sexual tension can be frustrating. They desire the assertiveness that respect often suppresses. Respect, in its most extreme form, can neutralize sexual desire. It is important to understand that you cannot respect someone and simultaneously desire them with the same intensity. In moments of intimacy, a man must be able to set aside his respectful demeanour to fully engage with his sexual nature. Women, when they seek sexual satisfaction, are not primarily concerned with respect. They seek fulfillment, a connection that goes beyond mere acknowledgement of their worth. Furthermore, an overemphasis on respect often leads men into a passive role within the relationship. Respect, in this context, translates into a heightened consideration of their partner's feelings and desires. While this is undoubtedly well-intentioned, it can result in the man avoiding decisions or disagreements to keep the peace. The consequence is a relationship dynamic where the man becomes overly accommodating, losing his assertiveness and initiative. Over time, this passivity can erode the excitement and balance in the relationship, as the man constantly adapts to his partner's needs without expressing his own. This is akin to the nice guy syndrome, where the relationship becomes one-sided, with the man's constant agreeability making him seem insincere or overly submissive. Women may find this lack of assertiveness unappealing, as it robs the relationship of the conflict and tension that, when managed well, can add depth and excitement. Conflict, after all, is not inherently negative. It can be a catalyst for growth and deeper understanding. In conclusion, the challenge for men today is to find a balance between respect and assertiveness. Women seek partners who are both empathetic and proactive, men who can listen, respect, and take decisive action. This balance is what creates a relationship where a woman feels valued and excited about where the relationship is headed.